The Mekanix.
Yo, we back right now in another one, man, like the other one. It's Mr. Fab, Dope Air Magazine. And like I say, man, we've been bringing to y'all the dopeness. We've been bringing to y'all the true street, curve side, dope stuff, man. Right here is the Mekanix, man. They created a sound, a signature sound, I feel that embodies Oakland, California. If you had to describe what Oakland would look like sonically through their music and through their beats, you can hear that through their production. If we had to go present a presentation to the rest of the world, to someone who may not have been able to see, but to get a feel off a vibe from hearing their beats, this is who represents, this is who I would put towards the Olympics of our production from our city, man. They've been doing it for a long time.
Soundtrack to the town, baby!
And they create the soundtracks to the Oakland, man. And it's not just that, man. I don't want you guys to say, oh, they just got a local sound. But they are the heartbeat of this city, man. With no more further ado, I want to introduce y'all the Mekanix, Forax, and Tweed, man.
What's good?
What's good? Dope Air.
Man, y'all have brought forth the rise of a lot of people's careers. Had a chance to work with a lot of artists over several years. As producers, what would you say, or who would you say was some artists that just can inspire you, never gets tired working with them?
Shit off the top of the head, definitely Styling, and definitely you. Yeah. Only because y'all write so fast and write great shit so fast that before we can even get the music all the way done, y'all already give us a song. So that keeps the energy going in the studio. Before you know it, you just walked in the door, or Styling just walked in the door, and by the time y'all leave, we'd have made 3, 4, 5 records, you feel me? Because when the energy is like that, it's fun, it's energetic, we bounce ideas off each other, and it's just, the creativity, it's incredible. So between you and Styling, I would say I never get tired of working with y'all.
To take no credit away from Jay Styling's grind, because he's definitely grind and made a lane for himself. Mm-hmm. Do you guys feel like you were responsible for the discovery of Jay Styling? Like, I mean, on behalf of the streets and creating that signature sound, what do you feel like you guys' relationship? Because I feel, when I look at you guys like Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. I felt like, you know what I'm saying, the way that it was the hand and the catcher's glove, you know what I'm saying? I felt like that sound with Jay Styling prompt forth the opening of the flourish of his career.
I mean, I'll say that first of all, we're not responsible for discovering Jay Styling. He already had it going, you feel me? We just were blessed to actually have him fall into our lap at the right time. But what we did do, Styling, like at that time, music was totally different. You could kind of do what you wanted musically. It wasn't like the blueprint is right now, based on radio and based on what singles actually sound like and things like that. So, I mean, our musical background comes from colorful music based on a lot of chords and bass lines and, you know, drums, chord progressions and shit like that. And Styling, he was the young cat who actually understood that music. A lot of cats don't really, you know, understand that type of music. But he loved the Prince, the Sade's, the Hall & Oates, the George Michaels, you know, he had an understanding about that music, and we definitely appreciate it and could create that type of stuff. So when we did On Behalf of the Streets, it's crazy, we did the whole album in 2 weeks. You know what I mean, from start to finish. And once again, like I said, like we couldn't get a beat done before he had the song done. You know what I mean? So we trying to keep up with the artist. You feel me? So, but we didn't find him. He found us. You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
Yeah.
So basically, helped each other.
Yeah, definitely.
Helped each other.
Definitely.
we discuss this a lot. You know, may never go public about it because we don't want to seem like we complaining. But in the whole grand scheme of things, we are being honest and we are being truthful. Do you feel like the Mekanix are underrated?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What do you think it is, like, the credit not being given, like, for the years that you guys have put in, the things that you've been responsible for?
Nah, because actually, I mean, before in the 90s and shit, like, you were only as good as your resume.
Right.
Now, people don't give a fuck about what you did yesterday. It's about what you're doing right now. You know what I mean? So, what we've really tried to do and what we cherish is not being one-hit wonders. Like, we've been grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding and been consistent and consistent and consistent. So as long as you've been alive, I don't care if you're 10 years old, 20 years old, 30 years old, 40 years old, we had some music for you to be like, I fuck with the Mekanix. You feel me? So, you know, we grind.
Yeah.
From the dope era, even before that, when you were explaining some of the names of some of the musical inspirations, you know, you alluded to George Michael's, you know, you alluded to the Prince, and, you know, that's a plethora of a pendulum of artists, a wide wedge, you know, spread artists of different genres of music. With saying that, is there a top 5 producer list that you guys would go with? Who would be on your top 5 producer list?
Man, I had a lot of influences from out here, you feel me? I grew up off like Ant Banks, CMT, Dre.
From EA Ski and CMT.
Yeah. Battle Cat, shit like that. 5.
That's 4.
That's 4. Let's go with that photo. We go with that photo.
Yeah, it's too difficult for me.
Yeah.
We need it, man. It's the dope era, man. We need 5, man.
I pick?
Style and pick 5 rappers and 5 albums, and we need 5 producers,
Like,
man.
Okay, so look, just to answer the question, you got to understand, I'm a fan of music. I'm not 18 years old. I actually watch disco from soul turn to disco, from disco turn to early New York rap, from New York rap turn to New York rap turn to West Coast rap turn to down south rap to the world. I've watched that shit, you feel me? And I ain't 50 and no shit like that, 50 years old, but I've watched that shit. I've been in this shit forever. So, I mean,
Nigga, give us 5, man.
it's too difficult. It's too. Listen, I'm a fan of music.
Shoot for it. Shoot for it, man.
Give 'em 5.
They want to know, man, who is the Mekanix influence, man? What's up?
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you said top 5.
Top 5.
Quincy Jones.
Okay, that's where we gonna go with it.
That.
Quincy Jones.
Twice?
Twice.
From 2 different genres, or 2 different eras.
Quincy Jones. There's so many, man. I would definitely have to say Battle Cat. We love that nigga.
Shout out to Battle Cat, that's
West
the big
Coast
homie.
shit. I mean, I love a lot of East Coast producers. I'm gonna have to give it up to Jay Dilla. The late great Jay Dilla, rest in peace. That's 4. Timbaland.
For
Only
sure.
because he changed music. You know, every now and again a producer comes and actually changes what you consider music. You know, Lil Jon was one. You know what I mean? After certain producers touch the game, radio, everything changes. Timbaland was one of them dudes. So, you know.
You got a lot of young guys that look up to you guys from a production stage and a production standpoint. Whether they admit it or whether they not, you know what I'm saying? You know, honesty is hard to find these days.
Right.
But I feel like you guys' inspiration is definitely seeping through a lot of these productions and chords that I hear from some of these producers, some of these younger guys. What's some encouraging words and influencing words that you would use to get these guys to continue to cultivate their sound, not just sonically, but from the whole, the producing a record? Like, you guys just don't make beats.
Yeah.
Y'all produce records.
Yeah.
Like most of the guys that you've worked with, you've been in there, you've cultivated a chemistry and a synergy with those artists, and you create records. You don't just produce beats. What would be some advice that you would give to some of the young producers out there?
Shit, man. Try to create your own sound. And shit, don't try to do what everybody else doing. Feel me? Just keep pushing on your own sound.
Yeah, I mean, I would say don't be a yes man. You know what I mean? If you don't like something, you know, that could be your personal opinion, but don't be afraid to voice that. You know what I mean? While you in there creating with somebody, be honest. You know what I mean? Be totally honest, because that's what'll separate you from being a nigga making beats and just letting anybody do whatever on your beats to actually producing a record and giving input, giving creative input. You know what I mean? So don't be no yes nigga and just go along with the flow, and you know what I mean? Be creative. Be as creative as the writer. You know what I mean?
2015 was a good year for you guys. You guys did a lot of work, a lot of videos. We had a video on Revo TV. We got a chance to, you know, a song that we did. We made MTV Jams. Cry About It.
Incredible record.
A styling record. Got a chance to get some real big exposure. A real breakout year, like I felt like, for the Mekanix, as far as the becoming and the beckoning of what is to be. 2016, what's in store?
But to be totally honest with you, we just was looking at the Guinness Book of World Records, trying to find a category for the producer who has released the most music in 1 year. There isn't a category for it. But this year we're gonna try and create the category. We set up to release over 200 and something songs this year. And it's only February. Yeah, that's it. Just 200.
That's light. Just 200.
200 and some
I don't even
change.
think that's accurate. I think
No,
it's
it's more than that. It's more than that. Like, we just finished up like 13, 14 albums. Full, complete projects, not just a beat on this nigga project, a beat on this nigga. I'm talking about whole, complete projects. And we've been doing that since day one with the Hitters on the Payroll, T. Looney, Jay Stalin, G-Stack. Like, we Dr. Dre was definitely very influential with us. It's like you
didn't even
when
say
you create
Dre.
a whole project.
You didn't even say Dre name.
He did. That's the beauty of it being told. You feel me? But we love doing whole projects on people just because you get the different emotions. You know, he mad on this song, he love his mom on this song, he hate his girlfriend on this one, he love his woman on this one. When you do a whole project on somebody, you're able to get different emotions from somebody just instead of just one song. So we've done like 13, 14 albums. I'm gonna let Tweed tell you all the albums and shit. So
first of all, our album Under the Hood, that's coming soon. We got an album with Fab we're working on.
Stanley.
It
was done. I mean,
for sure, it's done. It definitely can go.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah. On behalf of the streets too, with Styling.
Yeah.
We working on the album with Keek.
It's about 90% done.
We got a Huss album.
That's done.
HD.
Another HD album, Bad Habits Part 2.
Yeah, we got
that's done.
Velquan.
That's done.
Shout out Vel.
We got our artist.
Vel, the newest member of Livewire. To my knowledge, right, Jay? Right. Yeah, he's the newest member of Livewire. We did his whole album.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
We got our artist Parnell. He got some shit coming. What else we got?
A gang of records.
Hood Stars.
We got a Hood Stars and Stephen Joe EP. Yeah. That's done. We got another Hood Star album that's pretty much done. We did the
Delinquents.
We the Mob Guide. We did all of that. That's done. Well, no, it's not. It's about 80% done.
Yeah.
So We the Mob Guide. Look out for that. We did half of Yuckmouth new album that's about to come out. It's called JJ, based on the Ville story. We did half of that. He's gonna do a double CD like the Thugged Out shit.
Most definitely Thugged Out.
We did half of that. You know what I mean? We got a gang of Looney records still sitting.
Yeah.
We did half of the Looney's High Times that just came out last year.
Working.
So we brought them out back from retirement. You feel me?
Shit, we got some shit coming on Short new album.
Yeah,
for sure.
We got one for Short.
We on 40 new album too.
Be Legit. We on Be Legit album.
Yeah.
Dope Era. Is it more about the money or the music?
both. Cause the money keep us in business, you feel me? And the only reason we've been able to be so consistent and continue to do it is because we love the music, you know what I mean? And I love the brothers and the relationships that we done made, and sisters, the relationships we done made through the music. But yeah, it's both. I mean, the money go hand in hand, you know what I mean? Shit, I got kids.
Kids mean bills.
Yes, they do.
We gonna turn it up, man. It's the Dope Air Magazine. You got a real exclusive interview, man, from two of the guys that's creating the craziest signature sound for the city of Oakland, and bigger than that for the rest of the world. We got some big stuff on the rise. We got a big record that they did on my album, Son of a Pimp 2, featuring Keisha Cole and Silk, Silky Fine. It's a crazy record, man, and
Well, she gonna be mad at that Silky Fine.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. We're gonna edit that. My homegirl Silky.
Yeah.
But Silky is fine.
Yeah, she fine.
I'm sorry. We gonna edit that. But it's the beauty, man, and it's a privilege to work with you guys. Like I say, I feel like the credit is not due. They're not giving it. So we just gotta take it.
No, that's what this whole thing is about.
We just gotta take it. You know, we gotta go out
We're
there.
not complaining at all, bro.
We gotta take it.
We're not complaining. We grinding it out.
The sound is here. To all of the artists out there that's looking to work, a lot of people been interested in the Mekanix. Y'all want to know who making these slapping ass beats, who making all this, you know, that rumble, that old school rumble. It's the Mekanix, man. Make sure y'all tap in with them. All the information is it will be posted probably right here under the screen right there. You feel me? That's 4 racks. That's Kenny Tweed together. The Mekanix.
Yes, sir.
Dope Air Magazine.
Thank you, Dope Air, for having me. Appreciate it.
Shout out.
The Mekanix.